Picture this. We're looking at a machine built more than 2,000 years ago that is so incredibly advanced, modern scientists still struggle to fully understand it. Welcome to This Explainer on the Antikythera Cosmos. Today, we're digging into a piece of history that completely rewrites what we thought was possible in the ancient world. We're going to explore a device that is, quite frankly, a technological ghost.
So, how exactly did a 2,000-year-old machine predict the future? I know, it sounds impossible, right? Like something straight out of science fiction. But this isn't fiction. It is a real, tangible, cold case mystery buried deep in the sands of time. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Discovery in the Deep. Point Glyphidia, 1900.
Our timeline starts way back in the 1st century BCE, when a Roman shipwreck sank deep into the Aegean Sea. For millennia, it just sat there in the pitch black. Then, in 1900, picture the dark, freezing waters off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. Imagine the muffled sonar pings and that heavy, sensory thud of a sponge diver's copper-weighted boot landing on the decaying wooden remains. As he moves past a bronze statue's arm reaching right out from the silt, bubbles totally obscuring his helmet, he brushes the sand off a green, rocky lump and brings it to the surface. But here is the crazy part. For 2 whole years, it lay completely forgotten in a dusty museum basement in Athens. It was dismissed as just a rock sitting among crates of these beautiful marble statues. It wasn't until 1902 that an archaeologist and curator named Valerio Stais noticed a very, very strange anomaly.
Stais was examining this calcified stone when a piece of a mineral called atacamite just fell away. The corrosion cracked, revealing an impossible truth. Buried right there in the ancient rock was a single, perfectly formed bronze gear wheel. I mean, imagine the sheer shock, the sharp intake of breath in that museum basement. This was an absolute archaeological shockwave. A bronze gear of this complexity simply shouldn't exist in a shipwreck from antiquity. There was no way. Section 2. An impossible clockwork maze. 37 interlocking gears. Now, what's really interesting about this is the number 37. Because what modern scanning eventually revealed was a marvel of terrifying engineering precision. It wasn't just one stray gear. Hidden inside the remnants of a wooden-framed case was an entire mechanical ecosystem of 37 hand-cut, interlocking bronze gears. And these weren't some crude, hammered-together pieces. They were meticulously crafted. Just think about the heavy metallic clicks and the grinding of fine sand between metal as these complex layers turned. This level of internal engineering precision is staggering for a society operating thousands of years before the Industrial Revolution. So how did they actually use it? Well, a user would turn a little side-mounted crank handle. That physical action rotates a 13-centimeter main drive gear right in the center of the device, which in turn systematically rotates a whole series of axles. And the teeth on these gears? They were shaped like perfect equilateral triangles. You could literally feel the heavy metallic clicks as the intricate clockwork engaged, meshing perfectly together.
Section 3. Predicting the Ancient Cosmos, the Heavenly Orrery.
Now, this definitely wasn't a toy. It was designed to map the heavens, acting as a complex, hand-powered model of the solar system. It basically took the massive, untouchable, majestic motion of the planets and brought it right down to a human scale. The technical term for this is an orrery, which is a mechanical model of the solar system used to track celestial bodies and predict cosmic events. But calling the Antikythera Mechanism just an orrery almost feels like a massive understatement. Because of its sheer complexity and mathematical precision, it's widely considered by historians and scientists to be the world's very first analog computer.
Its capabilities were just breathtaking. On the front dial, it tracked the sun's exact path through the signs of the zodiac in Greek. It modeled the moon's erratic phase dance using this incredibly clever little silver and black ball that rotated to show the lunar phases. Turn the crank, and a dial on the back, called the Saros dial, could predict the exact hour of an eclipse, literally decades in advance. It even featured a games dial that pointed to Olympia and Pythia, counting down the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. It was, for all intents and purposes, a machine that calculated the future.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. Modern science cracks it. For over a century, the intricate internal workings were just a mystery wrapped in calcified rock. Then we jump to the year 2005. Scientists brought in advanced X-ray tomography. Imagine the high-tech, bright blue light of an enormous, custom-built CT scanner washing over the largest piece of the device, known as Fragment A. They weren't just looking at the shapes of the gears anymore. They were hunting for a hidden instruction manual buried beneath 2 millennia of ocean corrosion.
The digital data started rapidly chirping and flooding the monitors. These 3D scans exposed thousands of hidden Greek characters etched directly onto the gear surfaces. The technology literally morphed the corroded surface into clear text, revealing highly specific phrases like 76 years and 223 months. And when scientists in the lab compared these scan numbers, they corresponded perfectly with ancient Babylonian and Greek astronomical tables. The data was undeniable proof of the device's incredible analytical power.
Section 5. Legacy of the Lost Creators, the Architects.
Understanding how the mechanism works is one thing, but it represents a profound philosophical shift, and this brilliantly illustrates that shift. You see, the standard ancient view often saw the universe as a chaotic realm controlled entirely by the whims of unpredictable gods. But the Antikythera view, it saw a predictable, mechanical universe. The cosmos wasn't magic, it was a vast machine running on strict mathematical rules, rules that human beings could physically map out, with interlocking gear teeth perfectly meshing together.
So who casts this incredible shadow of a master philosopher over the gears of the mechanism? Who actually built it? Well, we don't have a signature, but we have some very strong suspects. Was it the legendary mathematician Archimedes, known for drawing brilliant designs in the sand of Syracuse? Or perhaps it was designed at the Great Ancient Engineering Academy on the island of Rhodes. We even have ancient papyrus records mentioning an astrologer's board that sounds remarkably similar. Whoever they were, their genius was completely unmatched.
So, the crucial point is right here, 1500. After this Roman shipwreck slowly sank into the silt, this level of technology just disappeared. The bronze gears of similar machines were likely thrown into roaring furnaces, melted down to make common coins. Empires fell, libraries burned, and the world entered a technological dark age. It would be an astonishing 1500 years before any machine on Earth would match the Antikythera mechanism's complexity.
The Antikythera mechanism was not merely a machine. It was proof that history is full of forgotten knowledge. It's a haunting thought, isn't it? As we look up into the stars that turn like a giant clockwork, it forces us to ask what other impossible truths and lost technologies are still out there, buried beneath the sand, just waiting to be brought back into the light. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.